Hey, listen, this is the Ring Review with your host, Mission Smith, and my co-host,
The Rich.
Hey, man, today is a very special day and a very special episode. This is the Legend Talk, and today we have Today we have a special guest in the building. We have WWE Hall of Famer, the Godfather.
Let's go!
How you doing, sir? How you doing?
Give us 1 second. You tapped in with us, man?
All right. Yeah, definitely. We appreciate you being here, and it's going to be great. We're going to have some very legendary talk with a legendary man from wrestling, the pro wrestling world, the Godfather. So, real quickly, we want to thank you. First, thank you for being a part of our show today, and let's get into this legend talk. So, I wanted to start today by asking you a particular question.
Yeah, I get his mic together real quick, man. But,
Hold on, on the sound. Yeah. So, my first question to you is,
hold on 1 second, bitch. Hold on 1 second. Godfather.
Yeah, I don't see you guys yet.
You don't see it? You don't see us just
you
yet?
don't want me to see you.
No, we're looking Detroit Player Marvelous, so you got to catch up with us like that. But we see you, man, looking like $1 million right now, bro. With all your memorabilia in the background, now legendary stuff. First and foremost, we want to ask you.
I don't see you guys, but we can do it without that.
Yeah, that's cool. We see you playing. You're looking marvelous. We want to ask you, man, how's your day going? First and foremost, man, we just want to let you know we're so proud and blessed to have you here, man. How are you doing today? First.
I'm doing great, man. Just another beautiful day out here in Las Vegas. We got about 70 degrees, no wind. And just kicking it, man, enjoying my time off till I get back on the road this weekend.
Oh, yeah, well, we appreciate you stopping in with us today, you know what I'm saying, especially because you on the road. And speaking of that, before I do get that first question, thanks, Rich, is we saw you this weekend in Philadelphia. Can you tell everybody how that experience was?
I've been to a lot of WrestleManias and a lot of WrestleCons, so, I mean, it's stacked right up there with the rest of them, man. It's always good seeing fans and new friends and seeing all the people. I see a lot of these guys on the road, but a lot of these guys, you know, they don't do many of them, so it's good seeing a lot of people and meeting new people.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, we saw how the fans was just jumping at your table. It was crazy, man. Them long lines was really, really crazy. But it's great to see people still knowing who a legend is, because definitely if they don't know who the Godfather is, they really ain't pulling up.
I was surprised, man. I was Godfather one day, Papa Shango the next, and Godfather. I was surprised.
Don't forget Kama.
Well, he didn't show up at the near the Godfather. None of them showed up. So Kama Mustafa, none of them showed up. But good times, man. It was great. Papa Shango was crazy, man. I had a Papa Shango line the whole time I was there.
Yeah, you know, you having the face paint on really brings back that nostalgia for people, and they really understand, you know, that story. Speaking of that story, I do want to ask you this. Let's jump into it. I want to ask you, what was it like in the locker room between being Papa Shango and being the Godfather? Like, that was like almost 2 different decades in the sense of how the locker room was. So for you, how was the locker room?
Locker room don't change, man. Not when I was there. It's probably a lot different now. But when I was there, don't change. You're still who you are. If you're Godfather, Papa Shango, Kama, you're still Big Bear. So, I mean, it didn't change. It didn't change for me until like 10 years or so out of the business. And then I've been on a Legends contract since 2003, and I'm still on one.
Okay.
And so I've seen it slowly change, but about 10, 15 years ago, man, it really changed to where when I was there, it was more of a family. And mind you, social media and all that stuff wasn't really cracking back then yet. And so it was more of a family, even though you didn't like somebody. If you were at a bar and shit went down, you know, you'd be right there with them. Now it's more business. It's more social media. It's how many followers, likes, and the fans are way more educated now on the business, you know, because the rest is telling them everything they're doing. But it's a lot different now, man. A lot different now. Actually, I don't. they invite me down there all the time, and it's just too wild. It's just too crazy, man. Like, you go down there, you don't know nobody. They put you in a room. Now, you can't just walk around and do what you want anymore. They put you in the room. You stay in that room until it's a whole different scene, man.
Yeah.
That's why you don't see me pop up too much, because that just ain't my style.
Now, you said that ain't your style. Now, what's really your style? Because, like I said, you put in the work, you played the cost to be the boss. Now, what's your style? How does a WWE Hall of Famer / legendary pro wrestler chill out in his heyday? I mean, well, not in his heyday, but in his retirement time.
Me? Oh, man, I'm really retired. I do. I have some cannabis products out there and stuff, but I'm basically really, really retired. I just had surgery on my hip and my knee, so I took 5 months off, lost a little weight, got in a little better shape, and I just it's me, my wife, all my kids are grown. It's me, my wife, and my 3 pit bulls, and we just kind of chill all together, man. I train, work out, get stuff done around the house, take care of my social stuff, but I'm an early riser, man. I get up like 4 in the morning. And so a typical day for the Godfather is get up around 4 o'clock, smoke a joint, get in the jacuzzi,
smoke a fatty.
Hey, listen.
Get in the jacuzzi, smoke another fatty.
Same.
How
about another blunt? What?
And another one.
What?
Have some breakfast.
Man. So let me ask you this. Yeah, speaking of the Godfather style, I did watch some interviews you've done in the past. I just wanted to ask you. You've said in the past that you didn't like it unless you were having fun, right? And so you would step away, and we noticed that as fans that you stepped away a lot. My question for you is, how did the locker room respond to that way of thinking? You know what I'm saying? I'm only going to be here if it's fun for me.
First of all, they didn't know what I was thinking.
Right. Well, I mean, have you got any...
Back then, bro, everybody's too busy taking. They're not worried about what the Godfather's doing. They knew my situation. The thing about me is I was an owner of a strip club out here called Cheetahs. And I always had money come in. So wrestling, even though the money was cool and all that, it wasn't about the money with me. It was about having a good time. I could make money at home. I didn't need to go wrestle to make money. And so it was about being around a bunch of big, crazy, strong sumbitches just like I was, man. And it was a good time, and I was around people that were just like me. It's a little different now. And when I wasn't enjoying myself or making money, I'd be like, "Hey, Vince, man, I'm out of here." Vince is so cool with me and stuff. Fun to be like, "Okay, Charles, go ahead, take some time off." And then they'd call me back, and I'd be like, "Nah, I don't want to come back, man." I mean, dude, I'm sitting here in a strip club making money, doing nothing, just looking at women.
Hey,
then they'd come with an idea, then Taker would call me or something, they'd get me back. And the same thing, man, if I wasn't having fun and making money, it wasn't worth it to me. It just, the travel alone, man, we were traveling 300 days a year back then, bro.
Man.
Travel, and it's like, why am I doing this? I've been blessed enough to have other ways to make money.
Hey, so pimping ain't
wrestling
easy.
was not about money. It wasn't about money for me. It was about having a good time.
Thank you, pimping.
Thank you, pimping. Hey, so pimping really ain't easy for the Godfather, or maybe it was, because either way, he was making his money back then. So, hey, I wanted to jump into this because this was my original thought, my original question. I wanted to know, who created the BSK?
As far as I can remember?
Yeah.
Yoko.
Oh my goodness! Hey, so that family really do be cooking up some things, huh? They really be cooking up the thoughts, the matches, and the history.
BSK was a bunch of guys that mostly hung out during the day. At nighttime, BSK was more me, Yoko, and Taker. We were in strip clubs every night.
Let's go.
It wasn't political, man. We were all just watching each other's back and hanging out together. We rode together. We ate together. We played dominoes together. And Yoke Dog was the one that was like, BSK.
I love it. I love it, man. I love that history, man.
Yoke was the blackest Samoan you ever wanted to meet, man. He was like,
and the thing is, they sold him as a Japanese dude.
They sold him as a Japanese guy. That's so hilarious.
He was a black Samoan, really.
Oh, dude.
Man, so
Yoko had to remind me I was black one time. So, come on, man.
That's funny. I love that. So really quickly,
hold on. Why are we here, man? Can you give me because like I said, unfortunately, we lost one of our legends. You know, one of the Hall of Famers, one of the greats, Yokozuna's. Seeing how that was your main homeboy like that, can you give me one of your fondest memories or stories about Yokozuna for the Ring Review, man? Because you would know him. That was your guy. Y'all was rolling.
I got, but most of our stories involves a lot of things I can't talk about. But I can talk about
podcast. You can talk about
a lot of
anything.
people. I tell you what, a lot of people don't know about me. I listen to country music.
Hey, me too.
I chew Copenhagen tobacco. I love guns. I got a lot of guns. I shoot guns about twice a week.
Hey.
And I used to be like a hardcore biker.
Okay.
And
I can believe that.
Right, it was back then. We used to rent Cadillacs and Lincolns to drive around. So I think it was me, Yoke, Taker, and I'm not sure. It was either Paul Bear or Macho Man. Somebody else was in the car with us. And so I'm in the car and I'm driving. Yoke's over to the passenger seat, right? So I'm driving. I've got my cue in. And I'm listening to country music, and I'm just, I think I was listening to Hank Williams Jr. and I'm singing along and stuff. Yoke looks at me, and back then it was cassette tapes. Yoke looks at the cassette, looks at me, puts the window down, ejects the cassette, throws it out the window. And I'm like, man, what the fuck? What are you doing, man? He goes, hey, motherfucker, anybody ever tell you black? I was like, all right, motherfucker.
Oh, my goodness.
I listen to all types of music.
Bro.
I listen to rap. I listen to every music out there. But I do enjoy older country music. I'm not really keen on the new stuff.
Okay,
because that's what I grew up on, man. I grew up on that older country music.
So who do you like? If it's older country, who's your go-to?
Hank Williams Jr. On 420, I'm doing a thing with Willie Nelson.
Oh, wow,
okay.
Great. Shout out to
Merle
Willie now.
Another legend.
Jones, people like that, man. The old stuff, because that's what I was brought up on.
Okay, yeah. No, I understand it totally. And, the storytelling is a big thing in country music. So, and you got quite of a story.
I was going to say, as much as you're on the road, you're going to need some nice country sounds. Yeah, because that's definitely for the road trips.
But I listen to everything. I'm hip on everything. But if you get in my truck right now, it's going to be country.
All right.
Let's go.
Hey, listen, I do want to say that it's very interesting to just know that you got all this diversity about who you are as a person, and you've had all these characters in wrestling, and that's what really kept the cook-up going for you, man, because you were able to become all these different characters during your career. Like you said, you dropped like 4 or 5 names already. The Godfather, the Good Father.
Let's leave the Good Father out of it. We can not talk about it.
I was surprised you even brought that up, but
it slipped. It was a Freudian slip.
Oh man, that's awesome. So, can you tell me what were you thinking when the Godfather character was created? Like, what were your thoughts?
Well, it wasn't created. The Godfather whole idea was my wife, who I'm still married to now. That was all my wife's idea. I was in the Nation of Domination. At this point, Rock was kind of going off on his own. D'Lo and Mark Henry were doing tag teams. And they weren't really doing nothing with me. And I was having a really good time, so I wanted to stay. And my contract was coming up. And I'm like, I got to come up with something. I want to stay. And so my wife's idea, she's like, baby, you just need to let people see your personality. Stop trying to be a voodoo man, an ultimate fighter, just go out there and be your high-ass self, man.
I love it.
And so, if I'm a pimp or not, that's besides the point.
That just came with the gimmick. That was the gimmick.
Hey, look, as long as you got it co-signed by your wife, you could have been any type of pimp you wanted to be. So, hey, look.
She used to get the girls for me.
I was going to ask you that. Who came up with the lineup? And, man, that's an interesting little tidbit to share with us today.
Me and, like I said, what happened was me and Bradshaw were wrestling each other. I was Kama. He was whatever the hell he was. And we're wrestling the popcorn match. And that's the match right after intermission that nobody really hears about. That's to get people back in the seat. And so I'm like, Johnny, let's try something. I said, and we went to Jack Lanza, God rest his soul. And we're like, we want to try something. So I went out there, no girls, nothing. And I used to dress a certain way. And it kind of, on the road, it kind of looked like a pimp. And so I went on stage and I got on the mic and I did that. I mean, me and John were wrestling 10 minutes.
Okay.
And people were just sitting on their hands, no reaction. They didn't give a shit about him or me. And we're just beating the hell out of each other for nothing. So I'm like, Johnny, let's try something different. I'm like, let's try something different. So what we do is I go out there now, I grab the mic, and now I'm growing. I mean, my hair, I shaved yesterday. My hair still grows fast. It's crazy how fast my hair grows. And so I start growing my hair and started braiding it. But that's when I went out there. I just grabbed the mic and I said, all right, I'm just going to come out and say it. I'm a pimp. And then people kind of react. I said, but what you don't know is right here in Las Vegas, man, they got some of the best hoes ever born.
Oh my goodness,
I love it. And then people were really by the time I got done with the speech, I had people chanting, "Take the hose, take the hose." I tell Johnny, hey man, even though I didn't have no girls with me, I'd say right now in the back in a limo, I got 5 of the freakiest hoes you ever seen. And I'd go like that. So Johnny would take the hose. People would be like, take the hose, take the hose. Johnny would take it, start walking away. Then I'd grab the mic and start healing on the people. And he would turn around. He would turn around, and ref would spin me around. Johnny would hit me with that clothesline. 1, 2, 3. I would jump up. I had everything still on to say, man, pimping ain't easy.
Oh, there it is. There's the cook-up.
And it was great.
We went from getting no reaction to the crowd just chanting, take the hose. It was crazy, man. So it got to Vince. Jack Lanza told Vince on the TV, Vince is like, Charles, this might have some legs to it. And so he goes, you think you can get me some girls? And I'm like, Vince. I can get some girls.
Who are you talking to? Listen here.
So I grabbed Taker and the Harris boys. I don't know if you know who those, that was Ron and Don Harris. They were in the Acolytes. Not the Acolytes, the biker gang. I think it was DOA.
DOA, yeah.
So we went to a strip club, got some girls, brought them back to TV. Brought them back to TV. And the very first time, I never did it with girls before. Mind you, I've only done it 2 times before on TV.
Right.
At the house shows. And so we went on TV with it. And from the first time I took them girls on TV, it was over like rolling, man.
Wow. It was so funny.
Not really noticing me into the airport. The people going, Godfather, where's the hose? Where's the hose, Godfather?
But I was
telling them bitches are working. Them motherfuckers don't fly first class. Like
so that's the actual best part of the gimmick. When you would come out and you say, I want to make a pimp decision, you go either you could take these hoes or I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna beat you. Basically that was the best part of the gimmick, because they would actually take the hose, and it would be so hilarious when they take the hose, because it'd be like, who gonna say yes, who gonna say no. So that was a great part of the gimmick. I loved it.
Did you imagine trying to do that gimmick today?
Ooh, man, you get canceled, right?
Oh, I'd be put in jail.
Nah, man. We need a real heel gimmick, man.
Hey.
I wish look, I'm gonna go on under Indies Wrestling right now. I'm gonna be a millionaire prick, and I'm gonna go on with it. Shoot, I might say I'm a plug too. We need to keep it hardcore. If we gonna go to Netflix, we need to go through some real stuff right there. We have a plug beat a dog on somebody. He's feeding people out. We gotta beat him for everything. We're all gonna fiend out. Have a plug beat.
So I'm looking at behind you. You got a lot of interesting things behind you. Let's talk about the Intercontinental title.
I got that right there.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
The tag team Intercontinental, and that first one's the cannabis belt.
Okay,
let's go.
Let's go. He had international with it. Let's go.
Give him a round of applause there, DJ.
Over there. That might be
black champion.
That might be my most prized belt.
Oh, really? Well, interestingly enough, you might get a new title very soon, because we were going to wait till the end of the show to tell you, but the Ring Review actually is going to contact you, and we're going to present you with a belt as a thank you from us.
Okay.
For what you've done for the wrestling world and what you're doing for the podcast world. So we have a ring review belt that we're going to give to the Godfather. So we appreciate you actually being on the show. But like I was saying, for that Intercontinental title, when you won, what was the celebration like that night?
Bro, you know, I'm going to be honest. Every night, me and Taker and the crew were in strip clubs every night. So that was no different than the other. It was a party every night with us, man. We would, excuse me, clubs would close at 2:00. They'd keep the club open for us till 4 or 5 in the morning.
Hey,
We'd have enough, me and Taker would have enough time to get back to the hotel room, grab our bags, and catch a plane, and that was nightly. We used to say we'll sleep when we're dead. And we never missed the show. Not one time did we miss the show.
You guys,
but it was, man, we were living that life, man. So that was no different than the other night, man.
I just thought you might have had,
every night it's crazy, man. Every night.
At least on that night did you get your top tier.
We were out there doing our thing, man. So it was just another night. I wasn't like parading the belt around or nothing.
Okay, yeah.
I was gonna say, at least on that night, did you get your top tier hoes to dance? like not the stragglers. We talking about the G note hoes. Did you get them to dance?
Hey, you caught them on that one, but
come on, they had to come on. They had to come in town for the Godfather's championship. Come on now,
awesome.
You got hoes all over the globe.
That's awesome, man. I'm just telling you, man. It's awesome to see. Guys who look like us win championships. You know what I'm saying? That's a big thing for us as fans growing up. I was like, man, if there was a black champion, that really mattered to me.
That's what's nice is nowadays you see more of it.
Yeah, absolutely. You do see more of it, and you see it being long-standing runs. It's not like a 5-minute run or
like a fluke, the stipulation run and everything.
The biggest champion ever. He might claim he's Samoan, but his daddy's name is Rocket Johnson. He's
Hey, man. You got some complexions.
Absolutely.
And still going. And I wanted to ask you that being a black champion and inspiring like the youth and stuff like that, prior to you becoming a champion, you were in the nation and you were under the tutelage of, Farouk. But, the first actual black champion ever in Ron Simmons.
World heavyweight champion.
World heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
So with being under his tutelage, under the Nation of Domination, and then preparing your character and getting ready to carry a belt for a company, did you get any pointers or get anything from being around these, senior members in the wrestling community?
Me and Ron are about the same age in the first place.
Yeah.
He's helped me through some things. I go to Ron for advice. But, dude, I did things on my own. I wasn't really looking for – I was a different cat, man. So hopefully my dog don't start barking.
Man.
I wasn't really looking for advice from people. Ron, I'd go for – like I almost went to the what's it called? I almost joined the NWO. I almost put in that group.
Oh, wow. You just dropped
Ron,
right there.
Wait a minute. Hold on now. Wait, what was that talk even about? Like, what do you mean? What?
Well, they called me. They called me and they're like, hey, we want to – my contract was just getting ready to expire. And they gave me – I was Godfather then. They gave me a call, and I worked out a deal with them to be the bodyguard for the NWO when I was going to be the bodyguard for here.
I think that's crazy.
The last 2 years I was going to wrestle. And so I work out the deal. I work out the price. Everything's cool. So I'm waiting for the contract. I'm waiting for everything. It didn't come. So now I'm calling these guys, and they're not calling me back. And then I turn on, I think WCW, whatever it's called, and I see Virgil.
Oh, okay.
See Virgil come out as the bodyguard for the nation. And so I'm not going to say why, but they decided to go with Virgil because he did it for about a quarter of the price that I was charging.
Okay.
Them.
Well,
it's always business.
That's what it is. They just stood on what kind of business they wanted to run at that point. So.
And I'm glad I didn't go because they clowned Virgil, God rest his soul. I wouldn't have let him clown me. And then Ron Simmons told me, Ron's like, hey, man, you don't want to go there. you ain't used to dealing with. I know you listen to that country music and all that.
Hey, yo, I like the honesty. Speaking of Ron, that's so interesting because we cooked it up with Ron during WrestleCon too. We cooked it up with Ron and we cooked it up with Mark Henry. I actually got
good guys, both good guys.
I actually got yourself, Ron, and Mark Henry to sign my Winged It Championship belt. So I thank you guys for cooking up with me and talking
Making
to me.
his belt the blackest championship.
It's the blackest
ever.
championship out here with you guys' signatures on it. So I do appreciate that, man. And I guess I could.
Cool, man.
I guess I gotta get D'Lo and Dwayne's signature to make it a nation belt, man. Because hey,
I don't think D'Lo you can get. D'Lo lives out here in Vegas with me, but I don't think The Rock would sign it.
Hey, man. Hey, well, honesty.
Hold on 1 second, Mission. Godfather, let me tell you something. The rich, the Black Billionaire Championship can get in contact with Dwayne, okay? All of us billionaires, we meet up, we go to the same gym. I'll get that autograph, okay? You understand?
So you
Well,
get
listen.
it. When you get it, show me and I'll be impressed. Because he ain't never signed nothing else BS.
I'm glad you mentioned that Vegas Connect because my wife's family is from Vegas and we do come out periodically. So I'm going to say this. Hey, when I come out, I'm going to shoot you a message and say, yo, let's link up because, you know, I know how the Godfather get down.
Hey. You're coming with the bands.
Oh, man. I don't get out there no more, man, like I used to.
All right, cool.
Hey,
Like
I can come
said,
to you.
man.
Hey,
Then we coming with the pounds. We coming.
Oh,
Either the bands or the pounds. Which one?
Hey, the pounds.
all right, there it is. There it is.
Might have to do the best
I'd
Buds
much rather
collaboration.
smoke than go to some club. I smoke a lot, man. I don't smoke as much flower. I smoke a lot. I don't know if y'all know what dab hits are.
Oh, yeah. Definitely concentrate is the stuff now. That's the way to go.
Yeah,
If you want to take it to the limit.
Take it to the limit.
I'm a rare cat, man. I'm a rare cat when it comes to that. But I smoke a lot, like more than your average bear.
Well, you got time now. You put in a lot of work. So
Hey, you put in a lot of miles.
You got time. You should be. You should. If that's your championship, you should.
Now, man, that's the only thing got me through the WWFE was weed.
Hey, well, honesty, bro. Honesty.
We got to get you on the Best Buds podcast. That's our other network's
That's where you
podcast.
got-
Huh? Yeah, that's our
Yeah,
cannabis review. That's our cannabis review podcast. So you can basically let us know about your products and we can review it, bro.
So yeah, I'll send you some information to your booking, and definitely we'll talk about that. I really do want to say, man, getting to see you in this light makes you even cooler to me.
Man,
okay,
let me tell you.
Makes
We
you
already thought
you
you was dope.
already
You was
one of the
already one of
coolest,
our
but now
favorite
you
people ever.
you're
It's
even
like,
cooler now.
Now
so.
you done came through and
Bro,
it's like we met the real person.
Hey, the Godfather ain't no gimmick, man. The Godfather is me. I act this way all the time. I might not wear these hats all the time, but that's me. Y'all see me at the convention, man. I ain't no different. I stay the same.
Real dude.
Stay high. I stay happy, and I just enjoy life now, man. And like I said, I'm retired. I just enjoy life.
So do you
I've
watch?
lost 50 pounds.
Okay.
I've changed my diet, my eating habits, and I'm healthy and happy.
I'm glad that is the case because, man, seeing a lot of wrestlers go over the years has been a sad thing. So to see someone really still cooking and living like you are is a good thing, man. It's a great thing. I did want to ask you this because you talked about what the product is now. Do you watch the product a lot?
No.
I got the I
Don't
got
watch
the
it
vibe.
all. I couldn't.
Oh, see, I got the
couldn't
vibe.
tell you who the I couldn't tell you who the WWF champion. I couldn't tell you 10 guys' names. Nothing against wrestling. I got respect for the business. Made a lot of friends in the business. Made money in the business. But I've moved on from wrestling. I don't watch much TV as it is. It ain't gonna be 3 hours of wrestling to see 2 matches.
I got you.
Nothing against it, but no, I don't follow it. I don't know any of these new guys. I just met Matt Riddle last week, and I didn't even know who the hell he was. The only reason I met him was he was smoking. I'm like, oh,
Let's go.
That's the only reason y'all linked up. We know what it is. You know what I'm saying?
That's your favorite wrestler by default. Huh?
Like, look, here at the Ring Review, we keep it real, bro. We understand what that really is. So, hey, we appreciate you keeping it honest.
Me, him, and RVD did a panel a week ago, and that's when I
boy.
first met him. And then, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't really follow, man. I just don't follow.
Hey, we know about RV. We know about RVD, and of course we know about you, but Matt Riddle as well. So that just makes sense.
RVD from here, so you know, I mean, we already know. Oh, you get that. I might have served him a time or two.
RVD,
he might have got some pounds from me.
Rob lives about 20 minutes from me. He lives about 20 minutes from me. Him and Katie, and I never see him because Rob lives that life after 9, and by 9 o'clock, my ass is in bed.
Right, man.
So
you say I gotta get my beauty rest.
I'll get up 3, 4 in the morning and go out and smoke a joint in my jacuzzi. Go and Rob will hit me up and say, "Hey, Godfather, man, you're in the jacuzzi, bro. We're just getting home, you know." It's
he got that young Katie with him. Now he living that fast.
He's living that fast life, man. Godfather said I lived all those right fast times already. Yeah. Nah, we understand.
He can handle it. He can handle it.
He can do it for you. Like, hey, I lived that time already. So,
Rob's a good dude. Rob's a real good dude.
Shout out to Rob Van Dam because he definitely is a great dude. We got to meet him at one of those WrestleCons a couple years ago back, and
we got him. I almost get him to spill the beans on his AEW comeback.
Yeah, so
that was right before that.
Really?
So, yeah. Well, you know, when we get to that table, you know this because when we get to that table,
Rob's what did you say? Rob's in the AEW.
He did a match for the AEW.
He went for it, but didn't nobody know he was coming back.
Yeah. So
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so when we get to the table, you know this, because when we get to the table, we really get to talking. And you know, the way we talk gets us to have moments like this, like we having with you right now. So
did not know you was going to be in the NWO. So Rob Van Dam
almost spilled the beans about him coming back, because he was just talking, and we were just kicking it. This is just the way the Ring Review rocks it out. But also, we kicked it up with Mike Rotunda at a WrestleCon event back in, what was it, August?
It was
SummerSlam. And he gave us a little nugget about the plans to bring his sons back. And then, unfortunately, you know, we lost one of them. And shout out to their family as well, because they were inducted into the Hall of Fame this past weekend as well. Mike Rotunda.
Oh, were they?
Mike Rotunda was.
You know what? I don't want to sound stupid. I don't even know who was in the. I couldn't tell you who was. I think Paulie Dangerously was in it.
Yeah, Uncle Paul.
I think
Uncle Paul.
Rock's great grandmother. I think she was in
Leah
it. That's not all I know.
Yeah. You know, it was a good thing to see. Like I said, paying homage to the greats is a great thing. That's what the Hall of Fame is for. And of course, you're a Hall of Famer, so you know. And so these speeches are really important. And Uncle Paul Heyman, as everybody else knows him, he gave a great
what I call him, Paulie Dangerously.
Yeah, hey, that's WCW days. A lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know. That's history.
That's probably when I met him. He was Paulie Dangerously. You'll call people in wrestling, people that met me as Papa Shango, like Duggan or Jake. They'll be like, "What's up, Papa?" You know, they'll call you by. Ron Simmons calls me Kama.
Okay.
They call you by the class they met you.
Yeah, they call you by the name. By the class that they met you in. And but look, it's a thing. We met you in person as the Godfather, but we seen you as Papa Shango as well. So you know what I'm saying. Whatever you want us to call you, that's what we're gonna call you. Because pimping ain't easy, baby.
Hey, no, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna call you the Godfather because I enjoyed my time with the Godfather. But when you was Papa Shango and you made the Ultimate Warrior bleed, I ain't like that. I needed to tell you to your face, I ain't like that.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
When he was throwing up the green, yeah. When you
most people
when you threw him in that snake pit and made him bleed,
everybody's hero, man. He was bigger than life and stuff. And
you had him bleeding
green. I put curse on him, and it was the only thing that brought him down.
I ain't like that at all.
Hey,
and I want to let you know.
Who came up with the green? Who came up with the green?
Not me, bro. I had no idea what I was. I mean, when I came in there, I'm a biker. I mean, I'm like a real biker, not one of these guys that just ride a motorcycle. I'm like in a bike club and everything. And all of a sudden Vince, when they hired me, Vince says they hired me and they said, we got to do something with your face. They say, you have a body of a monster, but you have a baby face.
Okay.
He goes, so we're going to put you on contract until we come up with something. And that's what they came up with to cover my face, because they said my face didn't match. I mean, I was only 26 back then. So they're like, your face don't match your body, bro.
So who's doing the makeup these days? Like for these WrestleCons, who's applying the makeup?
No idea, bro.
Okay.
Oh, you do that? Do you do that all yourself?
Papa Shango?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that myself.
Okay. Cool. That's what I was wondering. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Wow. Like,
At
I know
TV, at TV, they had, I think her name was Julie or something. At TV, they had a lady that would paint you up at TV. But on house shows, you paint yourself up. So I got pretty good at it.
Obviously, because when we were at the WrestleCon, I was like, man, this makeup is really good. So, yeah, you definitely doing your thing.
I did that.
Yeah, you definitely did.
Ain't nothing like Boogie. Ain't nothing like Boogeyman's, but it's all right.
Oh, no, yes, that's who your table was right next to. Speaking of which, my son is really into Boogeyman, and he's really into all of the creepy horror-looking characters. So when he saw you, and then he saw Boogeyman, he's like, man, dog, that's the cook-up right there. And he only 7, so it's hilarious that he talks like that. But we have a wrestling podcast, me and my son, as well. And here in Detroit, it was nominated as Best Duo Podcast, and I appreciate that nomination because cooking it up with your 7-year-old son about wrestling is a cook-up, man.
Yeah, congratulations. That's good.
Yeah, man. So, let me ask you this. What was your favorite program you ran? What was your favorite?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. That's the next question.
I always liked working against Taker because he was my best friend. I would always try to get him to break character. And I worked as him again. I've been in more caskets. I've had casket matches with Papa Shango, Kama Mustafa, Godfather. He's got everybody, but I think he got Goodfather too.
Oh my goodness!
I love working with Mark because it was just we hung out so much together.
Because I know there's on TV. Because I know there's on TV.
We didn't have to talk about matches or anything. We just go out there and do our thing.
Because I know there's on TV matches and then the house shows, which aren't on TV, obviously.
Right.
But you guys run these matches over and over again. People really don't know how many times you actually lose to the Undertaker when you run in a program with the Undertaker.
If I wrestled him 200 times, I beat him once.
See what I mean? 199 times. That's crazy.
Most people don't have a real good record against him.
I mean, he just had an amazing record as a performer. Period.
That's the phenom, baby.
With the WrestleMania streak and just everything else.
Great guy.
He just texted me yesterday. I mean, we text each other still because he's giving me a hard time about all the weight I lost. And so. He's like, I don't even know you no more.
Oh my goodness! Who is this skinny guy I'm talking to?
Well, I'm not drinking like I used to drink. I've really changed how I eat, what I eat, and when I eat. And he's like, what? And he had people kept trying to give me shots of Jack at the WrestleCon. I'm like, nah. They're like, well, take them. I don't care who said it. I'm not taking those shots. So, yeah, man.
Yeah. So that's funny because I also myself, I lost like 210 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Good for you, man. Good for you.
So I know what it's like when people say, I don't know who this version of you is. I don't know who this is. So I done got that text and that call a couple times. So I understand where the Undertaker's coming from. When do you think the next time you'll be pulling up here in Detroit? Because I know that you do the the Comic-Cons and all the different things. Do you know when you're going to be pulling back up in the?
I don't know. I don't have anything booked now. I do have. I have a bunch of bookings right now. I got to get on. I think one's in Michigan, but you never know. I'll pop up and see my boy Steve with GWC. That could happen anytime.
Okay. Well, look, we're cooking it up in the indie scene too. Right now, we got a couple guys that are in the indie scene that are really trying to, grow in the business, and so we've been cooking up some things with them on the animation side. Actually, we're going to do a wrestling animation coming soon.
Wow! Interesting.
Yeah, so, and I'll probably definitely shoot you a message and see if we can.
Oh yeah, because your appearance on
the Godfather
WWE camp was legendary. I still remember your appearance. You're still my favorite animated character on the WWE camp when you talk to kids, the birds and the bees.
Yeah, so
that was funny.
That was a great classic episode.
Those are the things that keep people knowing who you are. Like these WrestleCons and that animation is going to be forever remembered. But when we see you at these WrestleCons, you really engage yourself with the fans, man. You know, you can go to a table and it's all business, right? You can go to a table and it's like, all right, the picture is this, the autograph's this, and that's all they about. And they don't really want to talk to the fans. But when fans come to your table, they have a time, man. I sit there, they have a time. So,
bro, I have a good time. I appreciate everything that was sent my way with wrestling. I appreciate the fans. So yeah, man, I try to be as cool as I can with everybody, man. And so I probably talk more than anybody.
And that's what I was saying. Like, the whole thing is, the first time I met you, you know, I came up to the table and, you know, you just signed one picture. And the second time I came, and we jumped in the picture together and we started talking. And then that third time I came, and this is the thing, I said I was going to build this relationship with you. And so that was my whole goal, because you're one of those people I really looked up to in the business. I brought my son, and I introduced the Godfather to my son, so he'll never forget that moment. And then we saw you in Philly because we were there for WrestleMania, which for us as fans was a great WrestleMania. And I understand you don't watch the product anymore, but
I hear nothing but good things about it.
You should have tapped in.
And we tapped in with you. And so the fact that you're still doing what you do for fans, even though you're not in the ring, shows how great of a Hall of Famer you are. So you're a Hall of Fame pro wrestler, you're a Hall of Fame human being. And so we appreciate that so much. Did you have any questions for him, Rick?
Yeah, no, I wanted to know about that, though, because you are such a personable individual. Where does that come from? Because I know you done made so much. I know the industry moves a certain way. How did you just kind of keep it you and feel, you know, still be with the people like that?
I'm gonna keep it 100. Up until I was 27 years old, I never smoked cannabis in my life. You can't forget, I'm 63 years old now, so I grew up in the 70s, and weed was like something you just didn't do. And so I drank and stuff, but I would never smoke weed. And then when I went to college, I played football at UNR, and I'm playing football, and I'm like, damn, these guys are good. They smoke weed. Still didn't smoke weed. Then I got to WWE, and I seen people smoking weed. I'm like, God damn, I don't even wrestle and smoke that weed. Well, make a long story short, Undertaker was filming a movie called Suburban Commando. And he was in LA. He's like, I was Papa Shango. I was going through a bad divorce. I took some time off. That's what happened to Papa Shango, is a bad divorce.
Dang.
And I used to be really mean. I mean, I tell you, when I say I'm a biker, I was a real biker and a big old bear. And I used to be real, real mean. Not a bully, but mean. I didn't take no shit from nobody, like none. And so when I started smoking cannabis, man, it got me off all the pills and the drinking and all the other shit I was doing, and it made me a nicer person. And then I met my wife, and she made cannabis. 2 ladies in my life were cannabis and my wife, and they changed me completely, made me relax. And, you know, as I got older, I chilled out. But I've been this way for a long time now, man. It's just me being me.
So
that's awesome, man.
So that's an interesting story, because you said, you know, you were going through a divorce. So here's my question: you went from putting curses on people to actually kind of being kind of cursed yourself. So maybe Papa Shango wasn't the cook up for you. Maybe that was the character you shouldn't have done. We know it was a good father you shouldn't have done.
I married the wrong person. It didn't last long. I made a big mistake. And it got ugly because I married a rat. Should have never married a rat in the first place. But that's where I was in life. And it went bad. When I married this girl, you'll hear something funny. This just shows you what I'm
Go for it, man. Go for it, bro.
The night that I got married to this girl, I back then somas were real big and stuff. And she was in the soma. So she passed out. And then my wife was dancing at a club. And I went to that club and spent the night with her, my wife now, but I got married to the
wow.
girl now.
Wait a minute,
Pimpin' ain't easy, y'all.
Ain't easy. Oh,
I tried to get her. Y'all know she's listening, but I tried to get my wife. I'm big into Harleys, and so I knew Taker was my best man, and he refused to do it. He's like, Rob, you're making the biggest mistake of your life marrying this girl. But back then, if you told me not to do it, I'd do it just because you told me not to do it.
Oh, okay.
And
he's rebellious for sure.
I reached out to my wife now that I spent the night with, my wedding night, and I tried to say, come on, just jump on my bike. That's Harley. We're going to go to Utah. We're going to spend the night, forget all this. I don't want to marry her anyway. but she was afraid to do it. So, yeah.
Hey, listen, that's a great story, but you really just became a heel for sure.
He's a wild boy right there.
Dude, you have no idea.
And the City Boys just went up another 100 points because of that, baby.
He healing it out in
You
real
have
life,
no
bro.
idea how wild I used to be. I was, whoo.
He was a heel in real life.
Didn't like me so much.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, Vince. I was gonna ask you too about your you get these bookings and they tell you what's gonna have to go on and everything like that. What was your most, let's say, interesting or wildest altercation over a booking or something like, or how a script that they threw at you?
See, I'm not one of them guys. If you pay me, I looked at it more like an actor. What do you want me to do? Okay, well, I'm gonna do it the best that I can. I got time to sit here and argue about shit. You're paying me, all right?
Okay.
So, I didn't have that issue. You come to me with something, I'd say, well, I don't agree. The only thing is the Godfather. I didn't like that, but I would do the best I could do with what you gave me. It was a job. It was a job. It was a job, and I was doing my job, and they were paying me well to do my job. So I didn't have those issues, man. I'm like, okay, I'll do it the best I can. And there you go.
So
speaking of program decisions, whose idea was it to dress up D-Lo like the Godfather?
Create something. Well, what happened is they wanted to keep people on TV, and they only had so many spots. And Godfather actually had his own segment, and it was so funny that at TV you'd go and everybody has the matches, and then they would have Godfather's segment.
Okay.
And they'd put people in their last minute. So it got to the point where they would just put D-Lo or Al Snow or Val Venus. Because they wanted to keep these people on TV.
Okay, I got you. Mm-hmm.
So they'd have them walk out with me. But they hated doing it because it was the Godfather show. They were just kind of hanging around, and I had the girls. So
I get it. I totally get it. It was a good match when you guys had Ice-T come out with y'all. That was a great. I love that moment. You know what I'm saying? Because pimping ain't easy, y'all. Yeah, so that was a great night. And you guys definitely put on a great program.
Only thing that I did not like was Godfather, and when Vince told. And the thing about it is, Vince was taking so much heat. Now they've already DX and the puppies. They were getting rid of shit. They were getting rid of shit fast. And Vince used to tell me every day, Charles, I'm fighting for you, brother. I'm fighting for you, but they're after you hard. And then it came to a point where I couldn't be on Saturday morning. I couldn't be on before 10 o'clock. I couldn't say this. I couldn't say that. I couldn't call the girls hoes. I couldn't talk about smoking weed. It became Godfather Light. So Vince came to me. He goes, we're going to poke fun at these people. And you're going to be in a match. You're going to lose. And you're going to be in. I'm like, what? And all I told Vince was, I'm like, so no more hoes? He goes, no, Charles, no more hoes.
Oh, my God.
He just kept talking. I didn't hear shit. He kept talking. So
that was the end of the conversation for me.
Yeah, so I said, no more. I said it like 3 times. And Vince finally goes, Charles, no more hoes. And you know what I said? Finish me up.
The program it's a wrap.
Yeah. Wait a minute, Charles. So Vince asked me to do this program. I'm like, as soon as this program's over, I'm out of here. And you know what he did? He dropped the belts on me and Bull to keep me there.
Yeah.
That's why they put the belts on us, to keep my ass there longer. And I said, all right, as soon as you drop these belts, I'm out of here. And then as soon as we dropped them, I left.
Yeah, you did. I do remember that.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
I wasn't having fun. You know how much I hated doing that? Because I was having so much fun as the Godfather, just being me. Yeah. I was never scripted. I was never told what I could say. They never told me what I couldn't say. I would just go out there and be myself and have fun. Whoever I was wrestling, they had no idea what I was going to say to them. They knew the match.
I'm going to tell you this.
They didn't know what, and I would keep it personal. I'd say shit that only they knew. They'd be like, man, I don't believe you just said that, I'm
going to tell you this. When you became the Godfather, I was not your fan.
I wasn't my fan. I hated it. I
wasn't my fan either.
I was like, what is this?
You don't even be mentioning that. That don't come up in no conversation.
We never mention
That's
that.
the gimmick that shall not be renamed.
Up until lately, I wouldn't even sign Godfather.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Don't.
Now I'm kind of like, Now
I mean, if they like it, they like it.
He was a heel.
But look, I get it.
That wasn't your best work, bro.
I get it. Your best work is what it is. It's the Godfather. It's the best work.
And Papa was great. You got great generational work, and that's why you're here, man. That's why you're a legend.
Yeah, but Godfather's transcending, bro.
I was much more conditioned and established as Godfather. I knew a lot more than
Oh
Papa.
yeah.
Papa Shango, bro, you have. I mean, we could get into. I never even like they said you go to wrestling school. I went to wrestling school for maybe a month.
Okay.
And that whole time, I'm going to strip clubs and hanging out with Larry Sharp, getting drunk, hanging out in strip clubs. I never went to wrestling. I went to wrestling school twice. I learned how to lock up and something else. I think I could do a drop down toe hold. That was it. Jerry Lawler came and see me because back then, I know people thought it was hard on black wrestlers, but what people don't understand is there wasn't black people trying to become wrestlers either. It wasn't something black people were doing. And so back to be legit, if you were a black person and a wrestler back then, it was probably easier to get in because there wasn't many of you.
Okay, I get it. But do you know what
it wasn't? No, so
now good booking. That's a whole nother discussion.
Listen, but like they say, art is an imitation of life, right? So the fact that you were able to be who you authentically are is why it was such a great character. You're like, look, I'm just being me. Action. All right, so you know what I'm saying. So that's.
Hey, I give Vince, no matter what problems. You see, back in the day, before social media and all this, Vince used to go out. Me, Taker, and Vince used to go out a lot at TV.
I believe you.
So I know him very well, man. I would just, besides his little problems he has, I don't know if they're little problems or not. Besides his problems, though, he's a good dude. He's always been cool with me to this day. He'll text me on my birthday and say, "Happy birthday, Mayor." They've let me get away with
a whole lot.
I should have been fired. I should have been fired 100 times.
I can see that.
Dude, believe me, you have no idea. I would come.
What's your wildest offense?
What's your wildest offense?
I'd be smoking a joint just before I walked into the door to the building. And they let me, dude, they let me get away with it. I should have been fired so many times.
That's crazy.
And when you the guy, but you never missed the show, and that's all we here for. Come on now.
Don't forget, I always had the girls.
Come on now.
Oh man, that's a whole nother conversation, guy. But listen, my auntie, when I was growing up, was such a big fan of yours, and it was hilarious to me because we would come to the wrestling shows because you guys were in Detroit a lot when I was a kid.
Landon Strip, that was a good strip club out there.
Okay, there it is. So she would love to see you come out, and she'd be like, "Here come the hoes, here come the hoes." And this one particular time, you had like 20 of them. And so she's like, "They just keep coming, they keep coming. How many you got?" It was hilarious. It was the best moment for a kid because I'm like, my auntie tripping right now. Like, but it was a great gimmick. It was a great character.
A very fun character, and believe me, I played the part.
No, we loved it as kids. Obviously, the Attitude Era loved it. Obviously, apparently, Vince loved it because I let you tell you was having a ball. So we appreciate you.
I've been under a Legends contract since 2003 when I retired. That's
okay.
21 years I've been on a Legends contract, which means that besides all the bullshit, they don't put you under a Legends contract unless they're still making money off of you. And they're still making action figures. They're still doing this. They're still doing that. So, man, I'm humble, grateful. It's been a great career, man. I've had a great time. And the funny part about it is I'm having even a better time now.
Hey, and we love the fact that you still having fun doing what you do,
man.
You're
looking great while doing it, man. You look amazing, bro.
Is there anything you want to share with the fans where they can catch you? I mean, that you know already that you're doing?
Dude, like this week I'm in Minnesota. Next week I'm with Willie Nelson in Arizona. The week after that I go to Australia. The week after that I'm booked for like what I'll do is I'll book like a couple months and then I start getting tired. Then I'll take a couple months off and just chill at home because I start missing my wife and my dogs. And so tell everybody, man. You can follow me at. I'm really on Instagram. I don't mess with Twitter and all that other shit. I'm on Instagram as The Godfather. I'm on Facebook as WWE Godfather. I don't really mess with Facebook. But if you go on my Instagram, you'll see all the crazy. If you go on my Instagram, you'll see really what I'm doing. You'll be like, God damn, Godfather.
Yeah, I saw you post.
But if you ain't into smoking, and if you don't want to see the Godfather smoking all type of
smoking panties,
bongs and things, don't get on there.
Right. Hey, there's the warning. Okay. There's
I
the
always
warning.
said, don't hide it, take it out and light it.
I love it.
That's why.
I love it.
That's
plus,
why I
I
knew.
think this Friday I'll be doing the Be Real podcast, and then I'm doing something called Hot Dabs.
Okay.
A Hot Dab show, and it's called Resin Mania, and it's a hot dab show where I do a podcast, and you have to take 5 big dabs.
Okay.
And then there's a wrestling show, but it's really cool, man. It's called Resin Mania, and that's going to be fun. Then I this is how busy I am. I drive to LA. I do that. It's 4 hours from here.
Are you
I drive
driving?
back. I
You're
get
not
home
even
at 12
flying?
o'clock at night. Then I got a
I mean, he's in Vegas, so Vegas ain't that bad to LA. Vegas to LA ain't that bad.
No, it's like 4 hours.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not that bad, not bad of a drive. But like I said, we want to say thank you for being a part of our podcast today, man.
Yes, thank you so much,
honestly, it is an honor. It's a privilege, and all I want to say from me to you is, when I come to Vegas, let's cook it up. That's what I'm saying. When we come to Vegas, let's cook it up. Yeah. Because the thing is, my family.
You like guns?
Yeah, for sure.
I'll take you shooting, man. And I belong to a private gun club, outdoor gun club, and I'll take you shooting. We'll have some fun.
Okay, definitely. Well,
Yeah, I was gonna say, and when it comes to smoking, when you come to Detroit, you get with the best buds, so we can put you on to the best buds. We'll put it down with the pounds.
Love that.
We'll smoke your weight.
I can do that.
So to the fans, we want to say thank you to the Godfather. Thank you for being part of the Ring Review. This has been Legend Talk with the Godfather, Hall of Famer, baby.
Keep it pimping, baby. Keep it pimping.
Pimping ain't easy. All right, guys, this has been Mission Smith and the Rich.
That's right, man. You can make sure you follow us at the Ring Review. Make sure you're following Forever Exposure Studios. You can follow me at The Enrichment on Instagram. And
I'm Mission Smith everywhere. That's MIZZION Smith everywhere. This has been the Ring Review. This has been Legend Talk with the
Godfather.
WWE Hall of Famer, the Godfather.
pimping ain't easy, baby.
Peace.